Hey, hi. So we are discussing about digital marketing for beginners today, and we will be looking at specifically the items that people should look at when they are starting as a fresher or somebody who is, looking at gaining expertise at a beginner level on digital marketing. So the way we have organized this is I will take you through, uh, this in steps, and we will talk about each item and each step. And then, as we go further, you can ask questions, and I'll try to answer them maybe in the comment section, or, if maybe at a later stage people are connecting live, we can take the questions live and answer them. So let's get started. So when you talk about digital marketing for beginners, one of the most important questions that you got to answer is who are these beginners, right? And which beginners are we talking about? And this is important because then this module basically goes and addresses the right people. That is the intent. Digital marketing is a very, very deep and very broad field. I mean, everything that you pick up has tendency to go really deep. I mean, a lot of people say digital marketing, and that thing is in fact a whole sea of matter. And of course, nobody can be expert on everything in digital marketing. You got to specialize on some area. But then when people get started, they have to start somewhere. And this is the module which is actually designed to address those scenarios wherein people are starting on this. Maybe, they're getting interested. They're at very initial stage of appreciating where this can take them. And that's the intent. And when we talk about a beginner, a beginner might be a person who is like building skill, or who is planning to start online. So there are people, from students to housewives to people who are working from home. If you look at the current scenario after the pandemic, a lot of people are trying to explore opportunities which allow them to work from home. This might even include people who are at the risk of job loss, and possibly they are looking at developing a second or third stream of income, or an alternate stream of income. So a lot of people have basically this idea in mind that, one, they want to build a skill set which is in the line of digital marketing. They appreciate that this is something which can take them in the line where they will become more employable. I mean, their services will become valuable, and they will be able to go to market with it. So this might include, starting as a freelancer. It might include starting a business. It might include starting your own services in digital marketing, which is a whole lot of areas that you can work on. So that's the first category. So if you look at other pieces, let me put this in a way that you can look at everything that's here. I think that's better. Yeah. So this should be good. Now let's come to the second point, which is have a website but no traction. So there are scenarios when people are actually having a website, which might include people who have been in this for some time, and they had been working on building a website. They have maybe put some content. They have first or second stage of website ready. They have put some content. They are basically trying to make it viable, but still they are struggling with respect to what can be done on it in the terms of it giving a better return. And they are basically looking at how their website can give more traction or get more traction. Other people who might be the beginner, so to say, might be people who own a business or professional, but not internet they don't have internet marketing experience. So, speaking of which, we are specifically talking about people like who have their own business. Let's say, you are a gym instructor who was doing in-person training. You are a teacher who wants to do tuition online, or you have a brick and mortar business, and you are looking at doing it yourself, the part of digital marketing, and you're looking at growing your offline business into an online business. Then there are professionals. You might be dentist, you might be a doctor, you might be a nutritionist, and you might be a music teacher. So these people are basically looking at upping their game, and they are already respected as professionals, but they are struggling in the manner that they would take this expertise online. Now, next one is having an offline business but wanting it to bring online. So here, we are specifically talking about people who are into retail of goods. They might be people who are, having mom and pop shops. They might be, selling anything from grocery to, clothing, or even anything to do with retail. It might be, I don't know, there are a whole number of retail ventures. It might even be bakery. It might be a drugstore, which sells medicine. And there might be businesses which are, dependent on the aggregator websites, and these businesses might be something like who were earlier going to Amazon and listing their products there, or there might be businesses who were earlier going and listing on delivery services like, say, Zomato or Swiggy or anything like that. So maybe they want to develop their online presence on their own, because it has its own advantages in terms of building a brand and bringing in that expertise wherein people respect you as a brand, and you're not seen as one another service provider who basically gets fitted into the box that has been created. So if you want to give a lot of flight to your imagination, you want to explore the markets which are unexplored, you would fall in this category, wherein you have a business which is pretty decent. It probably brings in good revenue. It might have been hit in the recent times because of pandemic, but you understand what kind of power digital marketing has, and this might be the reason that you want to learn more about it and you want to grow the business with it. Now, the last one I want to particularly stress upon is the marketing student. The people who are basically studying marketing, or people who are in their graduation or post-graduation stages, or even people who are pretty younger, but they want to understand how they can go to market with anything that they want to sell. And in order to be successful, they are looking at some hands-on experience. So it doesn't matter at which education level you are. If you are still studying, and you are possibly, if you are a student of marketing, it becomes much more important for you to get experience in the trenches. You don't have to really depend on employers, so to say. I mean, if you are looking for, let's say, internship, or you want real experience in the trenches, the best way to go about it is to launch something on your own. You don't have, particularly mentioning this because in the recent times, whatever changes we have taken place, I have seen a lot of people, particularly youngsters, complaining that they are not able to do their internship. They are not able to get internship offers and things like that. So understand, digital marketing is not something that you really need to work for someone, right? Everything is online. You can just jump into it and do whatever best is possible. So once you start doing this, you can always sell these skills to the employers And even better, if you get really good at it, you could possibly launch something of your own and become successful. So this was what was the whole thing about who is the beginner. There might be people in between what I have discussed, but I just wanted to set the expectation that this is a very fundamental level of digital marketing that we are looking at, and it is going to strengthen your basics and fundamentals. So that's it for who is a beginner. I'll be taking a next session where we'll talk about finding a niche. Thanks a lot.